All right, howdy guys. Here we are at the end of Albert Engel's season in Pro Cycling Manager 2024. Season 4 it is now in the World Tour. Year is 2027. We're going to jump forward a little bit before we commence the recap, but I did I did spy a bit of news that 1-2 on GC that the Bora team managed to pull off with Albert and Maximilian managed to secure Red Bull Bora, the #1 world tour spot. So, like I was saying, that 𝐷 it means a lot to a lot of different reasons, essentially. One of them being some riders are racing it to try and get world tour points. Some of them are trying to race to secure top podium spots. And yeah, here it is, Red Bull Bora on the right. Take out the very top spot in the end. We needed that win to do it, and Ineos Grenadiers are the team in second place. Transfer market has slammed its doors shut. The biggest mover and shaker is Tadej Pogacar over to Lidl Trek, replacing Matteo Jorgensen. It's a bit of musical chairs, we could say, this season, it seems. So this is massive news, though. Tadej moving over to Lidl Trek, has been at UAE since the start of his World Tour career. Jorgensen on the move to EF. Lidl Trek shipped off Bussato as well to Israel Premier Tech. Riccatello moved from Israel Premier Tech to Lidl Trek. So you can see these four riders all kind of triggering some massive changes, and also Juan Ayuso. So UAE are really changing things up. They didn't sign any big names. Interesting, you scroll down this list, they're not even here in the top movers. So they didn't grab anyone to replace João Almeida, Juan Ayuso. I mean, not João Almeida, he already moved on. But yeah, they never replaced any of these kind of riders. Del Toro even moving on. He is an exciting young talent. Well, not so young anymore, but very, very exciting talent. The big one for us is we lost Vlasov on the move to Lotto. Is it Andrew? No, Archie Ryan moving from Lotto to Lidl Trek. So you can see how strong Lidl Trek are becoming. Dropping Jorgensen might be a big deal, but they've kind of bolstered massively. Max Poole as well, moving from DSM to Zalando cycling team. I think this is the one that I always refer to as the Versace cycling team. We'll swing over to the transfers page actually and just take a quick look. So what are we looking at? We want the list. Here we are. So 𝐀𝐛𝐨𝐮𝐢𝐬 is now at, this is all like a bit jumbled up, but 𝐀𝐛𝐨𝐻 actually moved from Visma to Ineos Grenadiers. That's huge. And Olav Kuj followed him. Maybe they're very close friends. Ben Healy is staying with EF. Interesting move there. Jorgensen, obviously we already said, has moved to EF, so that's a strong pairing. EF have Ben Healy and Jorgensen. Pogacar over to Lidl Trek. MDVP staying put with Jasper. Wow, Jonas is at Ineos as well. So has Ineos just become Visma? Basically, I don't know. That's a bizarre move. We got Matthew Brennan at Euskaltel, very, very fast sprinter. Ewan Costu moving to Interwanty. Lenny Martinez staying at FDJ. Josh Tarling has joined AG2R, moving on from Ineos. Maybe he doesn't really want to have to deal with the firepower that they're becoming. Any other big ones to call out in here? Ilian Van Wilder staying at Quickstep. That's big news. Wout is an Ineos Grenadiers rider as well. What? Has Ineos like merged with Visma in this career? I think it has. Hang on a second. There's Visma there. I think Visma. Oh no, they got Finn Fisher Black. I don't know what's happened, but Ineos have randomly basically become Visma because they've got Sepp Kuss as well. I don't know what's happened here. Did they keep any of their actual riders? No. No, they haven't at all. Wow, that's okay. That's big news. So Ineos become Jumbo or Visma, or sorry, other way around. Visma become Ineos. I don't know how that came to be. I wish there was like news articles. We'll create our own news article. So this was rumored IRL actually. Visma and Ineos were apparently going to merge rosters. What ended up happening was the riders at Ineos were upset about that news, thinking they were good enough to do it on their own. And they put up a protest to which Ineos, being the juggernaut they are, decided, hey, put the middle finger up at you guys. We're going to just buy in the Visma license anyway, all the riders, and bring them over. And they've signed on some extra talent with that as well, with riders like Benoit Cosnefroy joining the team. So that's very interesting. All the Ineos riders off that news decided to move around. So Josh Tarling, as you can see, joining AG2R. I don't know who else to look out for from them. Carlos Rodriguez as well, AG2R. A lot of them found homes, I guess, at AG2R. That's the news. A lot of them had to pack bags. They didn't want to stay put anymore. They didn't want to be this faux whatever team had become. Even Pidcock as well. He's gone to AG2R. Maybe AG2R got brought out by Ineos. That looks like what's happened. Although Cyrus Monk's there. I don't know. Weird happenings in Albert's career world, that's for sure. All right, we'll keep moving forward, actually, but first we need to take a look for awards. Where is it? Rules, is it? No. Highlights. I think it's highlights. Hang on, we'll cut back in a second. We're just finding Star Rider. Okay, so Star of the Year 2027 is officially Albert Engel. We forgot to vote, unfortunately. Votes though, so Albert Engel, was it a sweep? That's what we want to know. No, we had somebody vote for Tadej. Thomas 𝐉𝐨𝐬𝐬, the rider that, what did he do again? He won Worlds? Yeah, he's the world champion. That's right. Rides for Quick-Step now, but his career, you can see it was his first year. Well, no, he's only now just joining the world tour. So that is nuts. Very young talent, obviously. So there's a lot of young talents we have to worry about. But yeah, it was Tadej in second, obviously winning LBL. Second in the tour, fifth at Amstel, enough to announce him as the winner. But Albert winning San Remo, Ronde van Vlaanderen, the Tour, the Volta, Euro TT, Worlds TT, all enough to crown him the champion. Jonas in third. In terms of exploits we ticked off this year, so the Volta supremacy, or the Volta winning all categories, basically, we've ticked this one off. Jorgensen managed to do that in our career as well in 2025. Laurent Jalabert and Tony Rominger, the other riders. We ticked off the Giro supremacy last season. We also ticked off historical mini slam this season. So we've won 4 of the 5 major classics, ticking off San Remo, Vlaanderen, LBL and Il Lombardia. We've managed to finally do that this year because we won Vlaanderen and Il Lombardia. Gilbert was the last rider to do that one. We're still on the hunt for the historical, which means we need to win Roubaix. That's the race we have not won yet. Eddy Merckx is one of the few riders to do that. Rick Van Looy as well, and Roger Dan of Vlaminic. Extreme Climber. This rider must have come the best within the same year. That one, maybe in Albert's twilight of his career, we'll go for that one. Ultimate Consistency, we did manage to tick off last season. Tour Supremacy, we ticked off this year. Eddy Merckx, one of the only other rider to tick that box. So we're definitely becoming at the same tier. We're in the same conversation of Eddy Merckx currently. We haven't surpassed him just yet, but that is our goal, to complete cycling and surpass Eddy Merckx. We're not a double world champion just yet. We haven't managed the Triple Crown. We didn't do the Giro this year anyway, so we wouldn't have ticked this on, but probably next year. We'll be looking at that one. The Tour Volta double we did tick off this year. This Super Giro, well, the Giro and the Volta, we haven't managed to tick that one off yet. And the Giro Tour, which Tadej Pogačar added this year, 2024 IRL, to his Palm Hours, but quite a few riders have managed this on. This is a very famous double, that one. Major tours in 1 year, only one rider's done that. That was Albert last year. Major tours within his career as well. Albert, well, obviously did that in 1 year, so he counts. Stage Hunter, Albert's joins the crew of that. This, and this, you'll notice two things. There's no overlaps. So while some riders here managed to, well, all these riders here managed to win a Grand Tour in their career, all three, they didn't manage to win a stage in all those Grand Tours. Pretty interesting. We still need to try and hunt for the Flanders triple. I think this is potentially something MDVP did IRL this year. I don't exactly know. I need to check on that one. But Tom Boonen now of the world is the last rider to manage that one. And the Ardennes triple we have not ticked off. Phil Gill, the last rider to do that, and David Rebellion, the only other one. Records, are there any changes to this? No, not just yet. Jasper Philipsen did take out 8 stage wins. This is something we'd love to tick off, but we haven't managed to move anything yet. And number of Grand Tours won, 11 for Eddie Merckx. We're on 5. So that's a big one we need to hunt down. Season stats, quick recap. We took out the number 1 spot of the World Tour, and so did Bora alongside at the Classics. We won San Remo, we won Flanders, Mads Pedersen won Paris-Roubaix, Tadej Pogacar won LBL, we won Il Lombardia, Worlds was won by 𝐿_𝐬𝐧, hey, a Neo Pro to the World Tour, what an absolutely nuts World Championships that was, and we won the TT. The Tour de France itself was won by us. We swept the categories. The Volta as well was won by us, and we swept the categories. Willy Berha, the big announcement there, was the first ever Ethiopian rider to get a podium at a Grand Tour. And Jonas Vingegaard managed to best Jai Hindley at the Giro, Ulov Kush and Alessandro Fentuelli taking out the minor classes. Well, not the minor classes, sorry, the sprint and mountain jersey. We won 37 races on the season. A quick look through the list of winners we won't really bother with. We'll switch over to the highlights. Not really anything to report on there. We'll fling over to the tours. So we won Down Under. We did not win Paris-Nice because we went to Tirreno, but Jonas managed to win that one. Volta Ciclista a Catalunya was won by Vlasov, so it wasn't just the Albert show this year. The Red Bull crew really stepped up. Jorgensen won Basque Country Tour. Marco Brenner from Tudor Pro Cycling won Tour de Romandie. Let's have a quick look at him. A 25-year-old German rider, so a rival to Albert in his young career, coming through the youth categories, definitely raced together. Tour de Suisse was won by Albert when he started to ramp back up for the tour. The Tour of Polonia was won by Isaac Del Toro, and the Renewy Tour was won by Remco Evenepoel. Worlds, obviously we already recapped this one. National champions, a quick look at the big 8. Big 8, yep. In the world, so Denmark is Tobias Lund Andersen. Max Poole is the British champion. That's cool. Paul Penho is the French champion. Canal Carlos, the Spanish. We're obviously the German. Fabio Jacobsen wins the Dutch. Wout van Aert is the Belgian champion, and Francesco Bussati is the Italian championship winner. There's a quick grab at the monument wins of the year. The other classics, I would say the Strade is the unofficial 6th monument of the year. Tish Benoot winning that one. Biniam Gourmet winning Gent-Wevelgem and E3. He had a fantastic season, really. Tadej here as well. You can see where he really stepped up. He won Flèche Wallonne and also LBL. He won San Sebastian. He had a very good season if Albert wasn't around. Ben Healy won Amstel. We forgot to mention that one. Romain Gregor managed to win the Canadian World Tour race. The Bremer Classic was won by Anna Deli, and Ulov Kuj won Quest France. Swinging over to the team quickly on the season, so we'll take a snapshot quickly at Albert's season. There it is. There we go. So it was... We'll quickly count it, and this was one of our most successful seasons of the year. It was 37. I could have actually just counted on the right. 37 wins on the season. You can take a pause there as I quickly scroll through it. But yeah, quite a successful season it was. We didn't win everything we wanted to this year, that's for sure. We can do better. We've still got room to grow as a rider. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting Bora team next year, that's for sure. We will jump forward a little bit further and we'll quickly recap this episode before we talk about plans for 2028. All right, I'm also much forward to the 2028 season. Albert's just enjoying a great off season. He likes to go cross country skiing, I've heard, in his winter breaks. It kind of helps him with his descending ability, keeping him nice and sharp, that kind of stuff. Yeah, look, 2028 season, there's some obvious things we need to target. We're going to switch from focusing on the Volta to going for the Giro. So we'll drop the Volta objective. We're going to go for the Tour. That'll give us a nice window to have a bit of a break and start some different kind of races before we swing into the Worlds. And we'll take a look at the World Road Championships and also the Euros to whether they suit Albert. I'm going to make the call. If Euro roads don't suit Albert, we're not going to really care about it. It's going to be all in for the Road World Championships because we still do not have the rainbow bands on the road just yet. And here we are at the 2028 season. Join us on Saturday's episode when we tackle this one.